So, a lot of stuff that I don't film is just kind of really boring and slow and monotonous. So, kind of one of those things that I don't do a lot of filming of is when I'm doing like wiring work and things like that. Because depending on what you're doing, the wiring is pretty simple. Most of the time, we're just wiring up a set of lights. You just got a positive and a ground and a switch and stuff like that. So, had an opportunity to do some work for a guy. He needed some more lighting installed and wanted a light, like a switch panel controller installed. So basically what we did is let's do a quick walk around real quick. So he wanted some pods in the front bumper. Basically does a lot of like night wheeling in the woods and stuff like that, and it's kind of nice to have lights, especially for backing up. Toyota reverse lights are super weak. So that was kind of one of the big things. He wanted some lights for when he's backing up. Put these corner lights on here, put a set of hitch lights on here. So I've been thinking about doing something like this on my rig. A little bit different style light. These brackets are, the brackets aren't amazing, but they work. Customer's good with it, so we're good with that. The other little thing that we did is, let's see. Okay. We got this lead strip in here, and the other piece we did while we're crawling around underneath here is put in a set of rock lights. So we have 8 lights. They're mounted on matching sides. So I have behind the rear wheel, in front of the rear wheel is where this guy is. This other light bar is mounted to the frame right here, or the light strip. Again, same on both sides. This front light you can't see very good right there, but so the very forward light's right here, and then the behind the wheel light mounts up in this hole. So again, the lead strip along the frame right there, and then so that's all the lighting stuff. And then the last bit we did, so here's the relay control box, little breaker that we added, and then customer has got the winch solenoid tucked down underneath of there, and so I moved the remote plug-in out here. Okay, and then this is what it looks like on the inside. Light panel switches. There's your underglow action. But anyway, so there's your light switch setup. It ended up going in there pretty good. Pretty stoked about the way that turned out. Got it to all look clean. I wanted all this to be nice and clean in there. Nothing worse than getting into some wiring work and it's just a hack job, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure all those lights and the wires and everything are tucked up out of the way so they're not going to get caught with sticks or tires, or even try to kind of keep them out of the way from getting slammed with too much mud. So we'll see how that works out. Out of all these light sets we put on the truck, I guess the front lights were able to reach the relay switch without having to do anything, and the one strip on the other driver's side was able to reach the battery. Everything else I had to add wiring, splice wiring, add ends, run it all the way back up to the front of the rig. So and no big deal, that's kind of what you're doing when you're doing this kind of job, but it was definitely time consuming. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the way that it turned out. It ended up definitely being a little bit more of a marathon than I anticipated. Spent a lot of time on my back wiring up those lights. What is up, guys? So another little quick video today. I'm gonna do a quick install for you on a set of rock lights that I thought were cool. They're also somewhat local to me, another little Oregon company, and unfortunately I had to deal with their customer service, and their customer service was awesome. So that's part of the reason for this little video and shout out. Like anything else, kind of the biggest thing is figuring out where to put the lights. where to put your switches. I don't have one of those S-Pod things. I don't want like 8 billion lights on this rig. I don't really need it. I don't like driving at night. And this particular thing is honestly a little bit gimmicky, but what can I say? Black Friday got the better of me. So what I'm going to show you today is basically just kind of a quickie on these lights. Not a lot to show on the install. You're just like routing wires again. It's kind of boring to show. And then I'll show you what I'm doing with the switches as far as the mounting and the wiring to get the most out of this light set. So please stay tuned and get these lights installed. Like I said, I don't have like the S-Pod or any of that stuff. I just have the one switch that I have. This is for the LED up front on the dash here, and then the in-cab switches that I showed you already. So kind of what I want to do is just, I like to keep everything kind of discreet looking and not real clunky, so I kind of was brainstorming here and was thinking of a place to put these switches in. And I think what ended up being a good place is like this little corner right here. You see this? I think I can tuck them in there and they'll be out of the way of, this is where my rear window switch is now at this point. So I think I can tuck these switches in this area and they will be out of the way enough. I can still operate my rear window and it won't be an issue. So what I'm going to do is just take this lower kick panel out. Okay, so I saved all the boring stuff for you. All the wires are ran. See what we've got kind of going on here. Like I said, I got the switch hole hooked up like that. The switches are all wired back here like that. And I will show you the diagram. In theory, what I'm going to have here is all but one of the available colors without having to buy a light controller. So it's just a couple switch combinations and I should be able to light all these lights in all the different colors. So I'm going to continue working on the wiring here for a minute and then we'll be about ready to go and show you what's up here at the end. Alright, well, as per the usual, I underestimated what a pain in the ass that was going to be. So turns out no matter what you do, no matter what rock lights you put on this truck, it's going to take you several hours. So wiring is done, everything is hooked up. The plan went basically exactly how I thought it was going to. Let me show you what I've got going on here real quick. Like I said, the light switches ended up in that hole and they worked the way that they're supposed to work. I was able to get 6 colors out of these lights. Okay, so and yeah, I still haven't mentioned what the lights are yet. Well, I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't going to be crap. Like I said, I managed to blow one of these up like almost immediately, doing something that I thought would have been fine. Turns out it was not fine. So this company handled it for me. This company is called Lux Lighting Systems. They're out of like Kaiser, Oregon, so they're semi-local to me. What I thought was cool about these lights, and the reason that I ended up doing this versus going to something else, is these are magnetic. They're a high power LED and then they mag. So I'm sure if you've been online any amount of time you've seen these, but it just magnets to your frame right here. Uses the frame as a heat sink. So these are both on the end of the frame horn back here, and then these fronts are both right here on the frame horn. So I'll show you what these look like here real quick. So my whole bit was, I come on this black light look, right? Shut the lights off and you can see how this actually throws good light. White, yellow, green, blue, red, purple. And I had this light up, so I figured it would be cool to give a little bit of scoop light. I do want to give a quick shout out to Lux Lighting for having a sweet product. It's nice to be able to change lights like that. The whole magnet thing is really actually pretty sweet. And yeah, these lights seem like they're pretty loud, so there you have it. Basically what I ended up doing to make this work right, originally when I had gone through this, I thought that I could make this work with the diode. Long story short, what I ended up having was I had a double pull, double throw switch down here, and then I have a 3-position single pull, double throw, I guess, I don't know. It's just a center on, it's an on off on switch. 2 on off on switches, one's a double pull, double throw, one's just a single. So I'll show you that wiring diagram, how I wired this up. And really kind of like the big kicker to this with me was the fact that I wanted to be able to change colors, but I didn't want to have to pay an additional $200 or almost, yeah, it's $200 or something to get the light controller. Okay, I mean, it's cool. Like, I guess it would be cool if these lights were like doosh, 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 and they were surging with my stereo or whatever, but I don't have the boom and bass. I don't like rainbow colors. I just like to be able to select and switch these. So anyway, what I ended up doing wrong here was, or not wrong necessarily, I wanted to be able to have the hood scoop light. But it's just wired, so now every time I use blue it turns on. So when I'm using white it's on, when I'm using purple it's on, when I'm using blue it's on, which is fine, I guess. It's not 100%. Not 100% what I wanted. Lesson being is don't run these from your 18-volt milli-watt battery. They do not like it. They get all sorts of pissed off. Use a proper power source when you're testing these and you'll be good to go. Just hope you can take something away from that. Please like and subscribe, give it a thumbs up, or don't. Thanks for watching anyway. Peace.